the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding because we all came from hunger pain.
That's right, y'all. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, NERDSoul Sports. Good evening. In this evening's address, I am joined by the young man who created the sounds you just heard right over here, PL Parker Lewis. What's up?
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Parker Lewis. Help the Bear is out now. Help the Bear is coming soon. Stay tuned, please.
Word up. And we got a short and sweet show today. We're gonna just a couple things I wanted to touch on. You know, we're gonna flow with the NFL. Can I assist you? Apparently, the co-host wants to be all up in the videos, dancing. You know what I'm saying? All up in the front.
He went to death row. He went away from death row.
Yeah, he left death row. He want to be all in the video. So, Bill Belichick. You may know him. Bill Belichick. So Bill Belichick is a young man you might know who may or may not have rigged the system on more than one occasion. On more than one occasion. So, As you can see, somebody is ready to play. You're supposed to be overeating your snacks. You're supposed to be eating your snacks.
No, I'm done.
You done with your snacks? Oh, now it's me get off of him. You hear that? See, I'm telling you, this is how they do you, man. You get old, and then all of a sudden it's get off me. So
now? All right.
So Bill Belichick may or may not have committed an infraction. But what we have learned is it's not all bad. If you work for Bill Belichick and you go, how should we say, above and beyond, you can get all kinds of fringe benefits because the man is loaded. All right, he's been giving out things called green bowls. All right, so it's kind of known in the NFL when it comes to coaching staff. All of them ain't paid. Like everybody ain't really balling like that. Like say if you're on the coaching staff and you're like assistant coach or something like that, or if you're like you do like physical therapy or something like that, or a trainer or something, there's no guarantee that you making like money like that.
Right.
And Belichick knows that. And he's like, you know what, when people are on my squad, I want to make sure that they feel like they're part of, you know, the team, that they're being compensated well. And when they go above and beyond, just like myself or one of the players, I want to make sure that they get a little something. Get a little something to wet the whistle. A little something to pat the waters. So apparently, homie has been writing like personal checks, giving like just wads of cash to people. And when I say a wad of cash, I ain't talking about ones. I want to throw it to I want to throw it to you, PL. With this new knowledge of how he takes care of his coaching staff, do you believe that's why it took so long to find out that homie was cheating? Because I'm gonna keep it real. He could be cheating all day, every day, but if homie was putting like 10 grand in my hands, I'd be like, I ain't heard nothing about Bill Belichick.
I don't know nothing you talking about. But
I ain't heard nothing.
Like, it's great that he's doing that. It's a good thing. It builds rapport for the team. It helps the players. It helps the coaches. But if you go back to the whole incident with the whole Spygate, right? Do you know how Spygate started? Do you know why it started, the whole videotaping incident?
I'm trying to remember how it even started.
Okay, I'll tell you.
I don't remember. Who's the first one that leaked it or whatever?
One of Belichick's former assistant coaches got a head coaching job with the Jets. And he told him, it was like, hey, yo, Bill, hey, yo, that thing you do with the thing and the thing, hey, man, just don't do it to us. And Bill looked at him and was like, hey, fam.
The game is the game.
What you talking about? I don't know. He looked like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then did it to the my Jets. And then the dude whistle blew, like, hey, fam. Like, how dare you? Like, fam, I told you. Like, I ain't want to do it.
We was boys.
Thank you. There's a limit to it. It's like, that ties back into the whole thing of taking care of your coaches and things like that. It's like, yo, you think that this man is a good dude, you think that he's gonna look out for you, but all he cares about is winning. That's all he cares about. He don't care about he don't care if
it's an inch or if it's a mile. Winning's winning.
Winning is winning, fam. Even if I don't need to do what I'm going to do it because I need to win.
Even if you're the lowest ranked team and we're the highest ranked team, I'm still going to look at that video.
That's basically what happened. My Jets weren't the best at that time, and the Patriots had just come off a Super Bowl. Dude was like, hey, man, that thing you do, just don't do it to us.
Yeah, man. It's like, look, we ain't even good. There ain't even no need for you to be doing all that. Like, you don't have to do that with us. Bill was like,
oh, yeah, there is. I got to make sure I win.
Bill said, nah, just in case y'all got some special new play, I ain't playing with that.
No chances.
Whew, so, it's good. It's good to see that he takes care of his staff. But yeah, homie be cheap. But if I was on his staff, would I ever have told about the cheating? I'm not sure. Cause as long as those checks keep flowing, I'll be like, look, man.
That's like, dude didn't want, like, even he was on a whole nother team. He was the coach of a whole nother team and still didn't want to rat on dude. He came to him like a man, was like, hey, man, that thing you do,
don't do it to me,
with the thing, just don't do it to me.
It's like, look, we cool. I thank you for the opportunities you've given me. But look, come on.
Just don't,
don't do it to us. All right, you know what I'm saying? I know you got to do your thing, but I'm just saying, when I come through as a show of respect.
I need to win.
Bill was like, I ain't worried about all that.
Win.
So,
like, I ain't got no friends. You ain't on my team no more.
So Bill, look, Bill, if you work for Bill, it's good. If you don't work for Bill, it might not be good. But shouts out to Bill Belichick for giving of himself to his squad. You know what I'm saying? He could be keeping all the money at the top, but he don't do that. You know what I'm saying? He let the dollar circulate. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can say. Let the dollar circulate. Now, speaking of circulating, someone has been circulating them rhymes out there in them streets. A young man by the name of Dame Dolla decided to spit a rap or two, to rap a taste on the radio.
A little rapper taste.
He spoke about his situation at Portland, situation with you know, like the news, media, people that's supposed to be around him, all kinds of stuff. The biggest thing he talked about, and I don't have the exact quote in front of me, apologize, but the biggest thing he talked about was him, you know, leaving Portland. And basically in the rap, he basically said, like, look, I'm here in Portland. That's what it is. I'm in Portland.
Said,
you know
I
what I'm
ain't
saying?
trying to leave. He's like, I ain't trying to leave Portland when things get thick. I ain't trying to jump all around like a pogo stick. Good.
So that, you know, that's, you know, he said something to the extent of like not joining a super team might be my Achilles heel or something like that. So it seems like he's laid off. He used this moment to kind of lay to rest a lot of stuff. So, Pia, do you think this is a wrap to kind of just keep the fans happy and quiet, or do you think he's being for real?
I think go ahead.
He's still an athlete that's at the height of their game. You're talking about the NBA. There's only, I can't remember. Adam Silver said there's only been like 5,000 people that have ever played in this league. So like out of the billions and millions and billions of whoever, he's one, and also he's also at the height of the league too. So that's even smaller amount of people. It's not like he just made the league and he's sitting the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
He's also at the top. So how long do you think that a player that's that good, that talented, that competitive is going to want to stay on a team whose leadership doesn't seem to be trying to win?
I don't think that, here's the thing, right?
All right.
I think that he's very truthful in his statements. All I think he's very genuine in his statements. Like, yo, man, I'm here. Like, through thick and thin, I'm here. I'm gonna
like, what else you want?
Like, fam, I'm gonna thug it out. I'm here. To the extent of ownership not trying to win, I think that they're just in a bad predicament. I think they gave the wrong people they gave the wrong people the right amount of money. Like Dame, you have to pay. CJ, you have to pay. Nurkic didn't really need to get paid. Covington really didn't need to get paid. Cody Zeller didn't need to get paid. Zach Collins didn't need to get paid. Like all of these dudes, like there was like just like the organization tried its best to put the right players around Dame in order to win. Just for whatever reason, I don't think that it has ever clicked. I think the biggest hindrance for Dame, why they hadn't seen much success in the playoffs, was due to coaching. Basically, they would run Dame into the ground for the first 82 games, and then when it comes to playoff time, Dame is dog tired. He ain't got it.
Because he doesn't really have a secondary that allows him to rest in that way.
I mean, he does with CJ, but it's a punch. It's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, they're both needed on the floor.
Ain't punching. Exactly. They're both needed on the floor. And so you see games, you see it. And how many times have you watched the playoff game where you say CJ cooking and Dame just don't got it? He's like 3 for 15 for 3. Like he just don't got it in the playoffs. That's because he's gassed. He's gassed. The man's been doing everything to make sure the team made it to the playoffs.
And maybe I'm not paying enough attention, but it just seems like in the offseason, when you hear all these other teams making like these landmark trades, or they're trading with this team for that and giving this to that and that to this, and it's like 4 different teams. It doesn't seem like the leadership in Portland is trying to do those same types of wheeling and dealing to get things. You know what I'm saying? And I could be tripping. But it doesn't seem like they're trying to do those same type of like, all right, we'll check it here. We'll give you our picks for next year, and then we'll give you such and such, and then we can get you, and then we can get that pick.
look at where those deals are being done, right? They're being done in big markets. Brooklyn,
yeah,
huge
Portland's
market.
not. Portland's, yeah.
LA, both the LA teams, the Lakers with their team, the Clippers with their team, they're in LA. Big markets generate big money.
Okay.
Portland don't really generate that
they're a smaller
money.
market.
And then if you get like you go out to get somebody like you don't want to go too far into the luxury tax, even though their owner is loaded. I don't want to blame management, man. I don't. I want to blame chemistry. But if you do want to blame management, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you. I feel bad for Dame. Like, he's loyal to a fault.
Okay.
He's too loyal. Like, he's loyal to the city of Portland. And I get it. I get it. This is where you started. You want to win there. You want to build it. You don't want to be like the rest of these dudes. Everybody's jumping from this team to that team to that team, trying to win a ring. I get it. Honorable. It's honorable.
Here's the thing, though. Jumping from team to get a ring should be what you're trying to do. Like, all right, here's why I say that. If we put this in the context of what we do every day, you know what I'm saying, or what the average person does, the NBA is their job. This is the same way I felt about LeBron leaving Cleveland the first time. If you're at a job he was in Cleveland, what, 8 seasons? Was it 8? 7?
Maybe 9.
All right, so say you're at your job for 8 years and you don't get the promotion you've been looking for and you leave. You know what I'm saying? You're justified in that. Dude, you've been there 8 years trying to get this promotion and they ain't gave it to you. Now, why? I mean, come on now, let's be honest. It's his job. The promotion for him would be like, hey, I want the next level, and the next level is a championship. So if that's the case, why would it be crazy for him to want to go somewhere where he can get that championship? Like, you want to go somewhere where you can get more money or get your promotion or get your next, to your next level of management or whatever it is. Know people that's ready to get their raise in like 6 months.
There's no guarantee that if he goes to another team that he's guaranteed to win. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the game is still the game. It still must be played. There's no guarantee that if he goes and joins, everybody wants him on the Lakers. There's no, like, let's say he joins the Lakers tomorrow. If they were somehow, if Portland was dumb enough to take Westbrook and whatever the Lakers can package, if they were dumb enough to take it, and let's say that AD and LeBron and somebody else get hurt, and then it's just Dame again. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I get you.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
But I mean,
why am I leaving?
It's no different. It's no different than the average person leaving their job for another job. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee for that. But
like,
you
compare it to a job, right?
Because it is their job.
I would compare it more to a relationship.
Okay.
It's the grass ain't necessarily always greener.
True, because I've made that statement to people.
I might as well just stay home.
Yes, I have made that statement to people about leaving their jobs before too. Like, hey, they are talking about all this money, but I've also heard that this place be expecting the people to like essentially live on their cell phone. Like, so meaning like right now you got your weekends is yours. But I heard over here, they expecting your weekends to be theirs. Right. And it's like, so you gotta balance that. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna be making an extra 15, 20K here. Yeah. But that weekend time that you got now, that's all yours. Don't nobody bother you on Saturday and Sunday or whatever your days off. Over there, you are on call. So and Thomas D said Amazon. Amazon. I mean, unless you're part of the executives, because who was the Amazon? She was an executive. This is 4 or 5 years back. She had taken like she had been talking about people taking maternity leave, and you don't need to take maternity leave or whatever for all the all the mothers or whatever, and like I don't see a reason for maternity leave, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, because you have a nanny. Like you have, of course you don't see any. She was like, I had a child and I was back to work. Yes, because you're rich and you got a nanny and you got people taking care. Like the average mom out there ain't got that. But with I get you. There's no guarantee that he gets to LA and there's gonna be all roses or anything. I mean, because even LA.
Or any situation, right? Like
LA has been LA's been having its struggles.
I always refer back to that team where the Lakers wanted to make sure they three-peated, and they went and got Karl Malone and Gary Payton, and it was just overload.
Yeah,
it was too much. So who's to say he gets put into a situation and it's an overload where it's too much? Who's to say?
Okay. Because right now the Lakers, are sitting at 3-3. All right, they bought what they getting ready to play Houston tonight sometime. So unless they already play, but you can say, oh, if I go to the Lakers, it's gonna be all good. They're gonna have to work it out now. The level of experience and professionalism over there in those players, by game number 82, I think they will have figured it out. I don't think we're going to be talking about the Lakers the way we talk about them right now in, say, January. I think January is going to all be we're going to be looking at a more well-oiled machine. Like we've even seen it in some. I mean, we've even seen it. Now, hold up. We've seen before we hold up, because I know you ain't coming for the Lakers. All right, let me hold up.
I just made a statement. Every team hopes to hit their stride. Like I said, y'all hope to hit y'all stride.
We're in a better position to hit a stride. Like we've seen, you saw Melo looking great. Too. Remember when y'all saw Melo looking like he ain't never looked before? You was like, hold up, is that old man?
Yeah,
Melo said,
I also see a guy wearing number 0 averaging almost 10 turnovers a game. I do see that too.
He's trying to work it out. All right? He's working it out. He's trying to work it out right now. But we've also at the same time with those turnovers, we've also seen some very charismatic gameplay, some great passes, and some decent hustle points off of steals from that number 0. So you know what I'm saying?
We've also seen that number 0 get mad after losing a 26-point lead to the worst team in the league and get mad at the young boy because he got a cheap little dunk. Why he wasn't mad for the other 40-something minutes when y'all let these young gunners come out of nowhere?
See, you done brought him over here with all that. You done brought him over here. So
I didn't know such thing.
So you done brought him up. This is your fault. You started talking negatively, or you brought him over here. Is this something I can assist you with? Can I assist you? Is there something I can help you with? Oh, thank you. See what I'm saying? This is how people treat the Lakers. But the Lakers are going to turn it around, all right? You see all that? People look at the Lakers, they be like, See? Thank you. But let me tell you, all right? The Lakers, they're going but they're going to figure it out. I promise you. The Lakers, don't you worry about Westbrook, all right? That man gonna be back tip-top shape very soon. So, since we in the NBA, since we're in the NBA, I wanted to end it with with one last thing.
Okay.
There's some new rules. And they've been going on this season. And every season there's new stuff going on. And sometimes players like the new rules each season or they dislike them, but these rules have been interesting in how they've been received. I'll read here a story from Sporting News, which is just sporting news. NBA rule changes 2021 explained. Referees will no longer reward abnormal moves from foul hunting stars. And it's messed up because they got a picture of Trae Young like mad big in the top. So I don't know why they had to have Trae Young at the top. Trae Young done been through it. Oh man, so I put the link in the chat for the article. It goes on to state, because there's a quote that said, as Trailblazers TV analyst Lamar Hurd said during the broadcast, not this year. And basically referring to, how it's going to play out, not this year. So that no call that went on earlier that he's kind of referring to served as the perfect example of foul hunting that the NBA is hoping to eliminate. Now, when they say foul hunting, I'm sure we already know, but for someone who's that
word,
yeah, it's a weird word, but I guess we get it. It's kind of like, when you see, if someone doesn't know, what they're talking about is like when someone shoots the ball, but they kind of like lean into somebody to kind of like get a foul and stuff, those kind of things. So that's what they're basically referring to, is when you do that shot and you move in a weird way to kind of like hit somebody or make them hit you or something, and you get
what Reggie Miller did for his whole career? That move?
Look. All I'm saying is we can't fix the past. We gonna fix now. All right. So
the point, I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it. I had to jump in. I'm sorry. I hate the new rules, man. I hate them. Like, I get what you're trying to do. Like, a lot of players, Harden, Trae Young in particular, they have this thing where I guess it's more about getting the foul than making a bucket. I get it. But at the end of the day, a foul is still a foul. So if I have,
but it's kind of like it's like foul entrapment. It's like you were fouled, but you kind of made the foul happen.
It happens in the sport all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, should they?
Why am I being penalized for using my brain?
But is that a loophole that they should like? Or is that a loophole that they shouldn't try to close up?
We didn't close it up when Mike did it. We didn't close it up when Reggie did it. We didn't close it up.
If someone never closed it, should they just never ever close it? Like, should it just remain open forever? Like, if we know it's a problem.
They're only doing this. They're only doing this. Excuse me, because they got tired of James Harden and Trae Young getting to the free throw line 10, 12, 20 times a game, slowing up the game. That is the one complaint about the NBA. Some of the games are too long. So how can we shorten up the game? Let's not call as many fouls. Let's not do our job. Is basically what we're saying.
All right, because Jenna James comes in and says, it's that stuff Tony Parker and Ginobili created with the Spurs that Harden and current players perfected. I like the no calls. Still not back to the rules in the 90s, but early 2000s, but it's a start. So, because I'm not
Reggie used to do it, but kicking out his foot all the time, he used to get the call.
Yeah.
That's his move.
I'm not specifically against the no calls. I do think. I mean, I get it, but I mean, if it's a problem, you gotta try to stop the problem. You got to.
It's a problem for who? No,
well, I think it's a problem for defenders that are like not. I don't want to be one of those kind of like Thomas D says, no blood, no foul. I don't want to be those guys. Like this ain't like the 70s. But I do want to be like, yo, man, like the guy has to contest the shot genuinely. And for you to like flail on him, it's like, come on, man. Or like, it's like you're bumping him. Like you are bumping into this guy.
Fam, there's a way to defend it. Like, okay.
Because I mean, you have to be up on them. If you want to contest the shot, genuinely, you got to be there. You got to be in front of his face.
There's a way to do that without. There's a way to guard that without doing what you're doing. Because if you watch it, especially all right, I'm not specifically talking about Trae Young. In this specific instance, I'm using James Harden as my primary example. Right. As you know, as a Nets fan, I watch a lot of Nets games, right?
Word.
So as the start of the season goes, James Harden has this thing where he's going to the basket and he brings that ball. He's driving to the hole and he'll put that ball as low as it can go to the ground and then bring it up on his way up into starting his layup, like going into the hole, starting his layup. Yeah. That's kind of like his move, right? And every time he does that move, he brings the ball from so low to so high, people think they can steal it, and they always have. It's like it's a patented move that he has, right?
Yeah.
Why am I penalizing James Harden for using his mind? He is, at the end of the day, still getting fouled. But because of your new rule, it won't get called. But like going back to my original point, right? The whole thing about the new rules, it's like, yo, don't pee on me and tell me that it's rain. Don't tell me that the new rules are created to like, oh, we're here to energize the game or we're trying to like make the game more authentic. No, that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to speed the game up.
Now, with that said,
if a team shoots, go ahead.
Jenna James said, LOL, they trying to get out of the arenas that are near the hood 30 minutes to an hour early.
Fam, they gotta go home. They got, because
that's where they always build them, because that's where land, real estate is the best deal. You don't see the SoFi Stadium in downtown. Well, actually, there's no room in downtown LA for no. Honestly, let's be honest. Don't nobody want to hear this, but they've wanted those 4 to 5 miles that's in Skid Row back for a long time. The SoFi Stadium could have easily fit there, but that's a whole nother argument.
It wasn't
a whole
going
other
there.
issue. An issue that's too big for me to solve.
It wasn't going there. That was not going there.
I've been in a couple of groups talking about Skid Row, because since I work in and very close to real estate developers and agents and stuff. Do you know how hard it must be for 5 square miles of real estate in one of the largest cities in the world just unusable?
And then every year it goes from like, it started at like 10, and then every couple of years it goes to 9, couple more years 8, couple more years 6, couple more years 5. We bought it like 4 right now. Don't worry about like 2030. It ain't gonna be no more Skid Row. Watch.
Well, because they pretty much pushing people out, and all you seeing is like people
left and right.
I'm seeing people in West LA like, where y'all come from?
And as soon as they get them out, it'll be a new development.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Like,
don't worry.
It's crazy. Like the stuff, like they get. Trust me, developers are not pleased about 4 to 5 miles of real estate. Just you can't. There's nothing you can do. Trust me.
Don't worry.
This ain't 4 to 5 miles in the middle of like Wyoming. This is 4 to 5 miles in the middle of downtown
Los Angeles. That's unusual.
One of the biggest reasons people don't want to live downtown, because, you don't have to take it from me. Get on the train. Get off at what is it? Get off at like what's that? Holly. I'm trying to think of maybe like 7th Street exit or something.
Take the blue line and get off at 7th and Metro.
7th and Metro. When you get up them stairs, you're gonna be like, that's
you get up them stairs and you get up them stairs, you see all the high-rise buildings, you'll be like, oh, make a left and go down 2 blocks. Wow. And it's a totally different atmosphere.
You get off at that, look, you get up them stairs from trying to think of the junction. It's not the stop for the Staples Center. It's the next stop on the Expo line. It's like the very next stop when you go where it's like the junction for everybody. It's like when you go under. And when you come
Pico.
Okay, the Pico's. So once you get upstairs.
Right by that's by the Staples.
Yeah. So once you get upstairs, because it's like, do you have the last stop is at Pico Station. Then after the Pico Station, you go underground. That whatever station is underground, once you walk up them stairs, all you smell is urine. That's it.
That's 7th and Metro.
And you know where that urine comes from? It's not from people walking their dogs. What are you going to do if you're a developer? Because I'm like, SoFi Stadium can fit downtown. Could. I mean, think of how dope it would be to have SoFi downtown and Staples downtown. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Nope.
Well, now traffic-wise, that would be horrible. Oh my God.
Could you imagine they both played on the same night?
Man, that's why I don't live downtown, so I got to worry about it. I'll be like,
yes. Uber everywhere.
Uber
everywhere that night.
So, I get it on Jenna James being like, people trying to get out of these areas quick. And then Thomas D said, yo, I'm leaving in like the 3rd quarter. So it's like, look, I hope y'all winning because we're going to be going in the 3rd quarter. But the only thing is when you leave early, that's when you miss stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the replay is for on TV.
I remember we were watching the Lakers in Boston, like I think the last time they were playing. And Boston was up by like 20 or something like that. So I was like, word, I'm going to run to the store real quick. I'm like, this game is over. Now, when I came back home, my brother was like, yo, the Lakers won. I was like, for real? I was like, man, they pulled it out. I was like, can't believe that. But I see where you're coming through on the foul calls. I do understand that they got to do something because it's like the game is getting, in my opinion, it seems petty. Like it seems like these moves are petty and you do have to do something to try to get around them. I ain't got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, like I said, there's a way to go. Like there's a way to go. When Harden does that whole I'm going to jump into you stuff to get a foul, there's a way to guard it. Ask Draymond Green. How come nobody don't get how come nobody gets away with none of that stuff against the Warriors? Draymond Green has that that team trained. Hey, man, we're not going for any of that. When he jumps into you, we're going to do that whole pull the chairs, Tim Duncan pull the chair. You remember watching Tim Duncan? And when Shaq used to give me cooking and try to back him down, Tim Duncan would just move out the way and Shaq would just fall. You just pull the chair on him like, yo, you want to do this whole dumb stuff where you jump in the air and try to hit me? I'm not there.
Tyler Bennett said, let me guess, P is a Harden supporter. Well, the Brooklyn Nets is his team. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just being real though. I'm being real.
Because there's a lot of
my whole. Go ahead.
There's a lot of people that say, hey, the defense isn't there like it used to be, and I'm like, well, you can only defend so much because the slightest thing is now a foul. And not saying that the NBA is weak, because I'm not on that train either. But I do think that there's sometimes where I'm like, yo, man, you gotta let them play this. You gotta let them play this one out. Like this is like he didn't like. It's what the
playoffs are for, bro.
He said that's what the playoffs are for. There'll be some calls where I'll be like, bro, like man, oh, but it seems to be affecting a lot of Trae Youngs and the Hardens a lot. Their scores seem to be down a little bit, but I mean things will change.
That's like Harden. Harden used to take, I think the stat was 12 or 13 free throws a game.
Wow.
He's down to 4.
All right, then it's kind of funny.
Like, come on, fam. Come on, man. He's down to 4. 4? Come on, man.
All right, that's funny. That actually is kind of funny. But guys, with that said, that's where we're going to end. You know what I'm saying? We ain't keeping y'all late this evening. We will be up a little bit later playing some video games, but we ain't going to keep y'all too long. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know, the Lakers, I believe, are playing right now. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get it together. All right? Just let you know they're going to get it together. And Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts to Kyrie, man.
So right over here, PL, say peace.
Peace. Like I said, man, Parker, PL, Lewis, LEWYZ, and yeah, From Dog to God 2 is coming very, very, very soon. Please stay tuned. Please.
You see the boy done brought the little basketball over here now.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, NERD, SUL.
Getting shots up.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Put that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Down if you don't, but make sure to share. They say in marketing, they say a share is worth $35. You can give me $35 without giving me $35 by just sharing the video. They ain't that hard. Go on and subscribe.
Appreciate you.
We on the road to 5K, 6K, 10K, all the Ks. All right, we on that road. You know what I'm saying? We going off like a rocket. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, holler at us, we'll holler at you. And we got PL Parker Lewis, Arckatron taking y'all out, and NY High Sign, even though we don't have any stuff at NY High Sign. You just use it.
Just bring the other chocolate and you don't call NY.
What?
All right, cool. So there it is. NY High Sign, him too. So guys, from us to you, thank you for rolling through. Peace.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed a bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding together, we all came from hunger pain.